Hey, everybody, and thank you for tuning in for another edition of Jesse's Junk Mail. So, tonight was the first presidential debate between the two candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And can I just say that I have never been more embarrassed to be an American? Um, I do not believe I'm better than those two. I don't. Let me make that statement. I'm probably not as smart as either one of them when it comes to politics. But I also know that I do my very best not to talk out of both sides of my mouth. Both both potential candidates have huge character flaws. Both of them. I have watched Clinton supporters and Trump supporters viciously attack each other. Not necessarily with hard cold facts, but with jokes, with little jabs here and there, very much like you saw in the debate. Um, it was a joke. It was a joke. Clinton's talking about national security, but yet she cannot control emails. Trump is talking about taxing people, but he sends stuff out of the country as well. Both of them are liars. The one thing Pastor Trey always tells me is, if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Where we're going to run into trouble is when we get into that middle area, that gray area. That gray area is dangerous. And what a politician does is, if he can't go for what is right because of his affiliations with what is wrong, he or she, not just him, he or she will create that gray area and put a spin on right and wrong so that it's open to interpretation. I was watching Snapchat today, and they had the thing about the election, and shame on us for making these Snapchat filters that make our elected officials look like clowns. That's horrible. Trump looked terrible. I was like, what is that? I mean, if he's going to be my president, let's respect him. If she's going to be the president, we're going to have to respect her. Either way we go. But these two African American women, they were on the little Snapchat when you first opened it up, and I pressed it to see what was going on, and they said, we're here in support of Black Lives Matter. Until Black Lives Matter, no life matters. And I believe I quoted that right, or all life won't matter. I may have misquoted that, but you get the gist. Check it out on Snapchat. It's there. My issue with that is I'm white. My life matters. But I'm not going to stand out in the middle of a road or incite a riot. I'm not going to ask that everybody rally behind me to block traffic or burn down a city. These are the facts. And I'm not racist by any means. Earl, a friend of mine, his name is Earl. He's one of my confidants. He is very much struggling with this whole race issue right now. So I'm very sensitive to what I say, because I want to stand for what's right, but I don't want to offend. But if Black lives are the only ones that matter till all lives matter, you have a problem. You matter. You matter more than I do. That's what Jesus teaches. And here we go on the God thing. You matter more than Jesse does. I mattered more than Jesus did. See, the problem is somebody right now is saying, what does Jesus have to do with politics? If we'd have paid attention to Jesus and the lessons that he had showed us, not just told us about, but showed us, loving, caring, being compassionate, merciful, and forgiving, we would not be in this mess. I was very offended that two Americans, not African Americans, not Caucasian Americans, that two Americans had the audacity to say, until Black Lives Matter, no lives won't. That irritates me on a high level. It is not a race thing, guys. This is, yes, there are some bad cops. Yes, they need to be punished. But this is also, yes, there are some bad criminals. And yes, they need to do as the officer tells them. And nobody gets hurt. Obey the law. Earl and we argued about that today during the debates. I left my Facebook open, and I knew, and this is why I don't talk about politics, because I get so into it. And the way Pastor Trey is and the way Earl is it very easily I could begin to argue and create friction with my friends. I don't know who to vote for. I cannot stand any word that Hillary Clinton says because I know it is a lie. She cannot keep control of emails. I personally believe she would sell us out. But at the same time, Trump has some huge character flaws too, who would also sell us out. I'm praying for a third option. I'm going to look into the third option to see what we have available. But I was very disappointed. It was a show. It was a circus. It really was. But I was so very disappointed in what I saw. Yeah, that's my take. That's my take on the spin. If you follow me on Facebook, I did not tweet any of this. I didn't Snapchat any of it. If you follow me on Facebook, you can see my discussion there with Pastor Trey and Earl on, and we joke and we cut up a lot. But the fact remains is, if I said something, I firmly believe it. Our problem as a country is we create a gray area. Everybody says we're the greatest country in the world, and some people say, when were we ever great? Our country is only as great as you and I make it. The next person that we elect should be a resemblance of what we believe in and support. That's all I'm saying. If you can't make an educated guess without throwing up some, what do they call memes, making fun of Clinton, or a joke making fun of Trump, if you can't do that, then I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you can't do that, then you probably don't deserve the right to vote. You need to start making educated statements. You need to learn what's going on in your government. I don't speak about it because I get angry and I lose my composure. And I don't want to offend anyone. I really don't. But I want educated statements made. Pastor Trey sees everything from a business point of view because he runs a business. Earl sees everything from a living point of view because he's out there trying to live life. I see everything, hopefully, the way God sees it, and it breaks my heart. So, there are the facts. If you didn't watch the debate, then you have nothing to say. That's how I feel about it. I don't want you subscribing. If you didn't and you want to comment on this, but you didn't watch the debate, I don't want to talk to you because you are uninformed. At first I said I wasn't going to watch it, and I thought, no, Jesse, if you don't watch it, then you have no right to speak. Get educated, guys. That's what it's about. Get educated. Find out what is behind the corrupt cops. Find out what's behind our corrupt officials. They said tonight that we need someone who can run a country. I'm sorry, the President of the United States does not run this country. Our government, people that we elect, Congress runs our country. They make the laws. The Supreme Court says, yes, the laws are constitutional and unconstitutional. The president doesn't run our country. And that offended me. It really, really lit me up. But anyway, let's get off that. Today was a great day. It wasn't too bad as Mondays go, thank God. It was just really, really good. I got some great emails. I got some great responses from people. Thank you guys so very much for those that are encouraging. I'm sure not everybody feels the same way, but you know what? That's okay. That's what makes us great. We have different points of view. We have different opinions and different thoughts. So let's get educated. Let's make sure we vote for what we believe in with facts, and let's go forward. I'm going to be looking for the third option personally, and hoping he lines up with something God says. Because at this rate, I'm just grabbing at straws. Because the two I saw today had nothing to do with God. Had nothing to do with God. But so played some World of Warcraft last night, and I hear my stats are changing again as an elemental shaman. I don't know what all that's about. Just the time I get used to something, they said something else is going to change. That's the only problem with World of Warcraft, is when they make a change, I have to adjust. And if you suck like I do, it takes a while. So I'm gonna need Taylor. I'm gonna need Taylor and Leo and Amy to help me with this, I'm afraid, because I'm never gonna get through the expansion without any help. I'll just go ahead and admit it. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Monday night. I do. I love you. I really, really do. I'm very opinionated about a lot of stuff. But if you've got something else that you think maybe I'm missing, I'll be more than happy to listen to it. My intent is not to insult anybody or to offend, but let's get each other thinking. Let's get each other thinking. That's about it. The links are on my page. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, not liking, whatever the case may be. It's a big world. Everybody's going to feel differently about things. So hopefully I'll be able to get on tomorrow. Got a football game, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But hopefully, but if not, I want to give a shout out. I'd like to thank Alex. Let's see, where's he at? Banana Waffle 99. Alex, thank you, dude, for keeping up with my page. I appreciate it. Let me know how I'm doing. You're a phenomenal young man. But I would also like to say to my dear friend Alex, I've known Alex since we were kids. We were young. I think we were young teenagers. He has always been best friends with my brother. And through life, we all part and come back together. And he recently commented, and I was just like, dude, I love you. I love you. The fact that you're opinionated and you believe differently, you are a great human being. I think the world of you. Thank you for showing up, for your support. I appreciate you very much. So that's two Alexes. That's two Alexes. I got two Alexes. Hey, hey. See, there's that ADHD again. All right, guys. So that's enough. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Jesse's Junk Mail. I hope you found something of use through all this that was said. I love you. Be loved and be blessed.